Hi, everyone. I am Vone Kevitz, designer and maker of VK Dare to Be Original on Galilee Life. Whew. Thank you, Jesus, for another amazing hour that I get to spend with my beautiful creative friends. We feel your presence, we feel your love, and we also feel the enemy moving at fierce and rapid speed. May we have the strength and the courage to stand on your truth and your love. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all, I hope you guys come and find me and join me today because I have so much to say. So much to say. I'm going to burst out. I don't even know if an hour can contain this, but honestly, this is going to be a topic and a message that is going to move a little bit further and a little bit longer into because God has called me to share a message, and it's about a couple weeks of prayer, and I finally posted it last night at midnight. At midnight, I've been brewing on. I got an image from one of my sweet friends, and it was the perfect image of God's law and God's umbrella. And I was like, this is Satan's oldest trick in the book, and he is doing it again. He's doing it again, and 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 this is how I think he will finish off he will finish off humans in general. So let's see. Hey, Allie, so glad you're joining me. So do you see the title? I have so much to say. I can't. I'm like bursting. I hope the dogs let me say something because they can feel my energy, so they're gonna probably go blah, blah, with me. So I posted yesterday about I shared it on YouTube too. So everything I post on Instagram, I post on YouTube. So, but I don't know if you guys see feeds as like readily as you do on Instagram. So if you guys aren't following me, like please go follow me on Instagram at Vone Kevitz on Instagram. I also have a shop, VK Dare to Be Original. That's where my shop stuff is, but me and my voice is there. And I saw this picture and I asked her to send it to me. It was a screenshot of something, and it's basically two umbrellas, Christ Jesus under one umbrella, and Satan's umbrella is the other one, right? And Jesus umbrella. Let me just read it. Instructs, empowers, and guides the husband, protect the husband. So under Jesus umbrella, next umbrella is the husband. And the husband protects and provides for the family. He fulfills the will of God. And then under the husband's umbrella is the wife's umbrella. And her job is to protect the children and household under and keep them in order. This is the right order, and Jesus remains the lead. Christ, husband, wife. Under Satan's umbrella, under Satan's umbrella, to pervert and undermines the family. Satan's umbrella perverts and undermines the family. The next under Satan's is the wife's umbrella. Allows Satan access to the children and disempowers the husband. And then under the wife's umbrella is the husband's umbrella. The household in disorder and the will of God unfulfilled. This is the wrong order. Satan becomes the lead. So when I saw that image and I was like, there it is. This is Eve and the snake all over again, right from the beginning of the Bible. Eve and the snake to eat that fruit. So I posted. I prayed 2 weeks for the right post, for the right comment on this post. And it came to me last night at midnight, probably after the Cuties commentary, after my Cuties, because Cuties was like, so we're going to get to that too. This diagram is how I know BLM is not following God's law. This is when I tell you I hate BLM. Like, I hate BLM. when BLM, when I saw BLM and everybody's doing the black screen, you guys saw me going, whoa, 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 whoa. You remember that? I refuse to follow BLM. This diagram is how I know BLM is not following God's law. They want to break up, in quotes, these are their words, they want to break up the nuclear family. It's Satan's oldest trick for destroying humans. It's even the snake all over again. Eat the fruit, #feminism. If you think that I am weak, then you do not know me. If you think that I'm not strong, then you do not know me. If you think that I'm not brave, then you do not know me. And if you think I lack courage, then you are sadly mistaken. This is God's law. I stand tall under Jesus Christ's umbrella, and I am my best version under it. When I speak against racism as an Asian, as a minority, I know I'm speaking against the tide for one faction of evil. It's, Satan wants to divide humans. He divides them by race, by class, by sex, by age. He's always constantly dividing us humans, because the more divisive we are, and the more division that we are, then we can't stand and unite, right? So, divide and conquer. That's a simple rule. Everybody does it, and when you divide, you conquer. When you unite, you stand strong, right? Satan's rule is always to divide. Cut them up, right? Cut them up, separate them, have them fight, let them go. You know what I mean? And when they do, they will attack themselves. Race is a separate class. Like, race is different. So to stand tall against that is to stand against that. It took a little courage, but I think God made me Asian to be this way. I think God made me exactly as I am to be this way, to speak this truth. So I do it. To stand as a woman against feminism, it's like my the piece of the pie that I'm fighting into is a lot bigger now, because the number has gotten bigger. So it took a little bit more courage to do this. But this is where God's calling me, and this is where I stand. You are a beastie, like I'm ferocious. Is that what that is, Ellie? So I know the feminist Nazis are going to come, and but weren't they coming when they're killing their own babies anyways, right? As choice, remember? Kill a puppy, it's called animal cruelty. Kill your baby, it's called a choice. And only women have the power to murder. Only women have the power to murder. It is our right. It is our right. It is our choice. Now that's feminism. That's feminism. Satan's log, Satan's umbrella. So I didn't understand until I got married. Oh, there's somebody commented. So Labor Day weekend, we spent 3 days. My mother-in-law's foundation was getting damaged by the people that were cutting her grass. So John and I spent 3 days, all 3 of those days, doing manual concrete labor. I'm his helper. John does all the work. And the whole time I'm like, building foundation. It was the message I kept saying. We have to reinforce our foundation. That's what we're doing, helping my mother-in-law reinforce her foundation, right? And we spent those 3 days, and then it hits me. I'm like, this is what God is saying. We need to go back to our roots and take a look at our foundation. And I don't, when I talk big and out there, it's me. It's I talk, I'm uh one, I believe in complete autonomy. There's the problems out there aren't out there. They begin with me and they start with me. I can only fix my own self. I can only fix my own. And I'm only here. I'm not here preaching to you guys to go, you guys fix. No, I'm telling you, this is what I'm working on. And I share it with you. That's how it's always been. When I read my habits and I'm working on habits and I'm reading these self-development books, this is what I'm working on. This is my battle with Satan, and I'm sharing with you guys. And then if I find methods that work, I share it. I'm always happy to share it. I'm like, hey guys, this is helping. This is helping, you know. And that's the message I kept getting. Like, go back to your foundation, build the foundation, fix the foundation. And I'm like, what does it mean, this foundation? I've had Proverbs 31, Proverbs 31 in my head for a while, and Navies and I were talking about how we need to do a devotional on Proverbs 31. What is like to be a woman of God? What does that look like? You know what I mean? What does that look like for me? And so I've been having all this, and then Cuties comes out. You guys, if you don't know what Cuties is, it's a new movie that just released on Netflix, and if it's flooding the gates of the internet right now because God's people are waking up and they're standing up against this evil. It's a movie about 11, 12, 13-year-olds discovering their sexuality and trying to fit into the crowd, and entering a twerking dance competition. Now, I didn't watch the movie. I don't need to see filth to know filth. I don't need to see porn to know porn. Okay. But I saw the dance clip, their competition dance clip. And it is 11 and 12-year-olds doing like a dance stripper. They dance like strippers, twerking, bending over with their privates and everything parts out there. And that's enough for me to know that's wrong. They are 11 years old. Now, there is now people are coming out saying that people are coming out and saying that they watched it. Some people don't want to watch it. Some people just do it for documentary sake, for knowledge sake, to have something to say. And some people love it. Some people are saying this is the new age. This is art. This is where we need to be. And it's got a redeeming message at the end. You know what I mean? So it's got a redeeming message of saving at the end. And so stay to the end, people, watch it for art, and then you can learn and grow from it. But so the people are talking about, so it's worse than what you think. Some of them, like, to tell you exactly what they saw, you know what I mean? It's worse than what you think. It's complete gratuitous, like the dance moves. There's the one of the females is showing her front breasts, 11 years old. Her front breast is exposed in the movie. 11 years old. Now, everybody's like saying, oh, cancel Netflix. And we're in such a cancel culture. And I'm not promoting cancel Netflix. I'm not promoting cancel anything. I share this stuff because I want God's people to wake up and see Satan. I want our eyes to be open to see Satan, because when we see Satan, then we can aim for him. I used to live in fear for so long because I knew I was fighting an enemy that I couldn't see. I didn't know where he was coming from. I didn't know what direction he was coming at. And I was fearful of him because I didn't know. I couldn't see him. Now I see him everywhere. I see him everywhere as clear as day. And I know exactly where he is, what he's doing, what it looks like. And when I know that and I see him, then I can aim for him. And I'm no longer afraid. That's what makes me fearless, is when I see him, I can aim for him. And he's all over that movie. The thing that blows my mind, the thing that's the bigger picture, is they produced that movie. That whole production, like they had to, somebody wrote it. I pray for that human, because somebody had that concept in their mind. That's Satan in their mind, and dreamt of that storyline. And then they shared it to a bunch of people, and everybody agreed and encouraged it. And then they shared it to even more people and said, oh, this is, we got to fund this. And then people paid for it. And then they shared it with more people and said, we need to get people to act in this. That means we got to offer money to parents. We got to get the children involved. That means parents had to listen to Satan and go, hey, you want money? Exploit your children. And then the parents say, okay, you can have my children for a certain amount of money. And then the children go, yeah, we want fame. So we will do exactly what you want us to do to be famous. So now the children, they had to practice those moves. They had to film those moves. They had to rehearse those moves. That means over and over and over, repetitive, over and over and over. And then there's close-ups of their body parts. So we got close-ups. Imagine a big film crew with an 11-year-old close-ups of her body part. Over and over and over and over and over again. This is, and then to watch it and have a whole team full of people, humans, editing down all of this filth, right? Editing it all down, watching it over and over again. Everybody's getting desensitized. From the creator saying in his mind to sharing with one human to write that thought, to express it, to share it, and desensitizing over and over and over and over again. And now here we are, streaming right into your homes through Netflix. Because Netflix said, okay, we'll share this. We bought it, we'll pay for it. And they said it was art. It's like it won an academy, like not an academy. It won like a Sundance award, like one of those, film awards. And I just read somewhere that the leader of the Sundance Film Festival, like the creator, the founder, I think was arrested or indicted for a minor sexual, like pedophilia. He was engaged in pedophilia, one way or another. So the creator or the founder of Sundance Festival, so film, you know what I mean? So we're supposed to say, oh, Cuties won a Sundance award, so it's art, and here's the leader of that award show arrested for pedophilia or indicted for it. And that is the bigger picture of it all. Like that's the part that, like, I'm just praying for all the humans. And I was just telling a friend of mine, I'm like, I'm not telling people to cancel like Netflix if you, like, you know what I mean? I didn't put my Cuties post out there to say cancel Netflix. There's a lot of people that are. That's how they stand up. You know what I mean? Some people will refuse to spend their hard-earned money and give it to corporations that do this. That's like me, like, you know what I mean? I will never go pay for another Disney movie again. Like, I'll never do it. I will never. And I loved going to the movies. I will not fund another Disney movie ever again. They will not get my hard-earned money. So we all have our laws, we all have our boundaries, and we all know what to do. But the point of me wasn't saying that. It was just, the point is that So the other image that I got the other day, I was talking to Navies every day. I love my beautiful sister in Christ. Like we chat every day, and this is we have it's our little prayer time together. And there was an image that flooded with me. I said, imagine standing on the highway or in the middle of a stampede, and like when the animals come at full speed, they're going and going, and you're standing there still, you can feel the earth vibrate. Have you ever pulled over on the highway? Have you ever pulled over on in the middle of the highway because of some problem, and then you could feel the cars zooming right by you, and your car is shaking, right? Your car is shaking and vibrating. You could feel the earth move, but you're just standing there. And don't you dare stick your hand out, because it will get cut off. If you stand in front of it, you will get run over. If you know what I mean? Like, all that. So that's why we're like, oh, stand still. That's how I feel like right now. I feel like Satan is on such a move. He's coming and attacking from all directions. He's on such a move. He is running around like a tornado, coming, attacking humans from all sides. I just found out, Glenn Beck did a special on Blaze TV that about how there's 26 of our states right now teaching sexual education to grades as low as kindergarten, telling them how to self-love and masturbate. Kindergartens. If you have children and they are going to school, pay very close attention to their curriculum. As a parent, pay very close attention to their curriculum and what they're teaching, because BLM right now is coming in full fury. BLM is teaching them, white power and privilege and all that race stuff, on top of all that female stuff, and now on top of all that sexual stuff. And they're starting young. The WHO, World Health Organization, just exposed that they're teaching. They started the experiment in Africa. They always start in Africa. The weakest part of the tribes. They always start there because those are the people that can't stand up for themselves. So they just kind of go with. They always experiment everything down over there. And that's how they're teaching about. They started that education experiment down there. So it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And I'm just like, so I feel so that image of Satan coming at you from all directions, and I was like, this is why God's people is just like, we need to stand tall. We need to stand tall and stand. And I was like, and I think that's why I feel such an urgency to share this message about feminism and what it is to be a woman. Because they want to flip the switch. That's why they were moving fathers. That's why they're moving fathers. And when you think about that bigger picture of all this, like people like Cardi B, do you see there's a huge thing going on against Candace Owens, against with Cardi B. There's a huge Twitter war feud over that, because Cardi B got an interview with Joe Biden, a rapper, the filthiest rapper, female rapper. Her latest #1 song is WAP, WAP, and I can't even say it. You know what I mean? But if you Google it, you will know what it stands for. Can't even say it. And so there's a huge feud about. So she is. Her song is to show what a female's job is, and that is to basically be exploited by males. And she gets the interview with Joe Biden. And so Candace is like, whoa, we have a bunch of political people that are educated and knowledge of politics. Why does she get to? Because all he's doing is fronting her, like propping her up. And, that was the point of that feud. But so they got into it, and then she attacked Candace Owens for being married to a white man. She's a black woman married to a white man, so so that she's basically so now there's a race war, a political war, and, and I'm just watching all this, and I was like, and now everybody that's standing up against Cuties, you know what I mean, are all right wingers. Like we're all like right conservatives because because we can't appreciate art. And I was like, when did pedophilia become political? And then more and more people are like, well, if it means if I'm fighting against pedophilia makes me a right winger, then I guess I'm proud to be a right winger. And I'm like, when did pedophilia land into politics? I knew pedophilia was in politics because I'm watching everybody. That's how I knew pedophilia was political, was because everybody on Epstein's island list, going into that pedo island, everybody that flew that plane that was on that flight list is coming out and voting for Biden. Every single one of them. Every single person, if they're alive, that's on that Epstein flight list, if they are alive, they've come out and made a statement. They are voting for Biden. Nobody's voting for Trump. If you rode that airplane to Pedo Island, they've come out and made a statement publicly that they're voting for Biden, and they want you to vote for Biden. So my Spidey sense flag has already was already raised up from pedophilia being political. Y'all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a common sense enthusiast. The things that I'm sharing, the things that I like talk about, the things that I feel like that I know in my heart and in my gut, I'm not following when something's. Yesterday was 9/11, and we remember 9/11 and the Twin Towers, and I remember it was a sad day. It was a scary day. I felt the pains that everybody felt across the nation when they saw that on the news, and they knew what was happening to New York City and like right here in our US land, and we're like, what is going on? I remember watching, and I didn't know, you know what I mean? But I remember watching Building 7 fall without getting attacked, without getting any planes, without getting any hit. It was just a building far off from all the buildings that were attacked that went down. And all of a sudden, Building 7 went down. And the way it went down, for no other reason other than it going straight down, I remember looking at that going, something's not right. Something is wrong with that picture. And then when they said it was an inside job, when they said, later on when everything investigations came out and said something's wrong, and I'm like, and then I remember watching like a stadium or something, like an old building getting demolished. It was on TV, and I remember watching it, and I remember the way it went down, and then I remember the way Building 7 went down, and I was like, that's what that looks like. That's exactly what that looks like. That's common sense. That's my common sense telling me, not the way and then the authorities are saying it's because of the melted steel or the burning furnitures inside there, the fire that caught fire, and then the burning the steel. And I'm like, and it went down, and then like architects and engineers are saying that is not possible. That defies the laws of that. And I remember going, yeah, something's not right with that whole thing. And then I found out that what's actually in Building 7 was the Federal Reserve information. And I was just like, oh, yeah, Federal Reserve. Do you guys know that the Federal Reserve, the company that funds the U.S. money, the Federal Reserve, is not governmental? They are a private organization. Learn about that history, what the actual Federal Reserve is. The Federal Reserve is not our government, is not under our government. The Federal Reserve, who handles all the finances of the world, including the US, is a private organization. When you know knowledge and when you know truth, your eyes open up. You know what I mean? They are a private organization. Two other things going on in California. Oh, this week, this is how we remember the speed and the stampede of Satan. The stampede of Satan is happening. Two laws in California passed within this past 2 weeks, maybe this past week. One of them was to lessen the I don't know the word. If you're having sex with minors, it lessens their sentence. That's the word I would say. So basically, it's encouraging pedophilia. So your fathers, your mothers, your uncle, or your fathers, your daddies, your uncles, all even mothers. I've heard both ways. Violence against children is happening from all sexes, from all, you know what I mean, all ways, because Satan is crude. Satan is crude. He'll come at. He doesn't care who the target is, and he doesn't care who he gets to execute his will and evil deeds. They So that's happening in California. That got passed. So they've lessened the sentence for pedophilia. Basically, they're encouraging pedophilia. This is a Democratic state, by the way, too, and we know what's going on there. When I share about stuff like Nancy Pelosi and all that stuff, and Biden and the comical stuff, you got to add humor into this evil. You got to add humor into this evil, because if you can't laugh at Satan, sometimes it's life will be very dull and sad and boring. But so they passed that law. And then the other law that kind of just, my spidey sense went up big time. And I was like, whoa, wow, Satan really is attacking from all ends. They passed another law. It's something about a transgender law where it's, and they put it in the guise of transgender rights. Right? So like to transgender rights. I don't know the specifics. I just know the repercussions. Okay. So in 40 seconds, they passed this law. I learned about this with Jocko Boyens on that same special with Glenn Beck that just happened this week. They passed that law in 40 seconds in California, this transgender rights law. And basically what that means is if a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old, somebody young, says, Mommy, I was born female. Mommy, I feel like a male. I feel like I'm a boy. And then the mommy goes to Planned Parenthood and can take a drug and give it this drug. I don't know what the drug is. It's for prostate cancer, and it blocks the male or the female hormones. It blocks the hormones, and basically what that does, and give it to the children at that young age. And then what that does is it stops her from reproducing. It stops her from having her period. It stops all of her hormones so that she can transition into a boy easier when she gets older. So cut all of her. So this is basically legalized eugenics. Where we can just distort God's plan from and it passed in California in 40 seconds. I in 40 seconds, and then boom. So now that can happen. And I don't even know if the 3-year-old needs the parents' permission to go to Planned Parenthood and get this drug. I'm like, wrap your head around the evil of this world. It's insane. It is insane. Satan is everywhere. He's everywhere. But you know what? This is why it is so crucial. This is why it is so crucial to, where is it? Oh, there it is. This is why it's so crucial to go back to the Word of God and keep Jesus close, because he talks about all this. It's all in here. This book and manual it was all in here. I read the King James because it is the least distorted by humans. Every other version, I believe, outside of King James, is the least manipulated by man, by humans. So we all know that when humans dabble in the world of God, we are fallible human beings. We are fallible human beings, and we fall every time. That's why we need his grace to remind us of his love. So the next couple of, I think where I'm going to be for a while is in the world of feminism, because God says, and I can speak in it because I'm a part of it, right? Just like I can talk about race because I'm a minority. I'm from the BIPOC community. That's how I can talk about how what it feels like to be marginalized as a BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous, people of color. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love Satan. You gotta love Satan. So I'm gonna stay here for a bit, and I think we're going to work on this Proverbs 31 and what it's like. And I think I'm gonna spend my energy on reinforcing my foundations, just like what we did on Labor Day with her building concrete and cement, and fixing her foundation. I think I'm working on my foundation, and I'm going to share it because I think that umbrella is, that diagram is how Satan is going to take down. Is how he's finishing off the humans. So many people are coming up, like BLM's, I think t-shirts are like, this is the year of the future is female. You noticed all of entertainment has taken every, if you don't know this part of what's going on in the media, like all the movies, all the characters that were male, they flipped them and made them all female now. You know what I mean? With every superhero, they're all females. They're even Star Trek. Star Trek is talking about taking Captain Kirk's character and making him bisexual. Yeah, that's the latest version of it. And William Shatner was like, "What?" You know what I mean? That was his character. So because his Spidey sense went up and was like, "What? What are you doing to that character? What are you doing to that iconic character?" They shunned him from the latest Star Trek convention, online convention. So I was like, "See, this is what happens when you speak out against Satan. Then the masses, you know what I mean, will shut you down." But we can't let the masses dictate God's law. We can't let the masses dictate what's right and wrong, because what's right and wrong is still, you know what I mean? I'm watching it in everywhere, and I can see Satan in every direction, and he's moving at full stampede. Whew. So what is the lesson of this video? What is the lesson? What do we take away from this hour together? You guys, watch your children, protect your children, love hard on your children, love hard on your children, because they are the future, and Satan knows exactly who to attack first before he, you know what I mean, so he can get his future, and that is the youth. And then, not only that, but how about me sharing the post? Did you see the video of BLM attacking the white elderly couple sitting there in the restaurant on outside having their curb? They're like attacking, coming up to them, berating them, harassing them, grabbing their drink and drinking their drink, right? I'm like, those are some rude and crude people. what kind of idiots gotta go up to your is gonna go up to your table and go and chant against you and pick on you and then go and drink your drinks and then knock your food over, knock the tables over? Like, what kind of, I hate judging people. I hate judging people. I know it's a flaw and it's a sin. It's like, judgment is not for us humans, it's for God. But man, those are some morons. There are some idiotic people going on here. There are some bat poop crazy people running around this world. There are some bat poop crazy individuals running around this world. Some doing some evil stuff, doing some moronic stuff, doing some idiotic stuff. And that's when I discovered recently is that my latest pet peeve, my newest pet peeve right now is stupidity. I can't stand stupidity. I cannot stand stupidity. When I see stupid people doing stupid things for stupid reasons to humans, I go ape poop. I go bat crazy and I go, what the freak? So I literally had to post on Instagram. I literally was like, I had to post. It is never, in capital letters, it is never okay to harass the elderly. I don't care what color you are. I don't freaking care what color you are. For some peeps, some peeps have definitely gone bat poop crazy. I think it's crazy that I even have to write this post. What is wrong with some humans? I did not even use any hashtags on that post. I did not use any hashtags because I didn't know what hashtags to use. I'm like, I think I'm just going to post. I think that was my first post that I literally went hashtag free without sharing to the masses. Because you have to use hashtags because they suppress, and social media suppresses your accounts. To everybody that's following me, they're not seeing my posts. They're not seeing my posts. Especially if I'm speaking against their narrative, they're definitely not sharing my posts. So I have to use hashtags to kind of like amplify so that even the people that want to see my posts have a slight remote chance of seeing my posts. And the only way it actually gets shared is if one person saw it and then actually like it and then share it. Like it, share it, like it, share it. Then it leaves imprints on the post. So, but I got 84 likes on that post, 0 hashtags, which gave me hope. I was like, it gave me hope. First of all, it gave me hope that social media didn't completely suppress it. It gave me hope that there are common sense individuals that were like, oh yeah, don't pick on the elderly. I don't care what color you are. I was like, I thought, I was like, growing up Asian, there's a culture in Asia where you have to respect your elderly. You have to respect your elderly because they've been here the longest. They've been around. They've seen everything. You have to respect your elderly. Isn't BLM looking for respect? Don't they want to be respected? I know this is rhetorical, but it reminds me of my ex-sister-in-law who demanded to be respected because she's a woman. Yeah. Yes. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. They demand respect, but they act like apes. They act like imbeciles. They act like idiots. Oh, it was funny because that's why I came up with the post that I came up, because I knew I was going to get attacked. I'm like, oh, you're just a pushover, and you walk at the foot of your husband and everything. I'm like, I walk at the foot of Jesus Christ. And then when people said, when I was standing up against Ravelry, and then I was like, I walk at the foot of Trump. I walk at the foot of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And then when they all call me alt-right and conservative and like, I'm like, no, not any political party. Jesus Christ. I just had a conversation with my husband this morning. I just saw a picture of I shared it on my stories on Instagram. Uh, the latest image of Adele. Adele, when Adele first came out, she had the deep voice, and I loved her voice. I loved her songs. I love singing to it because I have a deep voice and I always wanted to be a singer, but I'm tone deaf. But Kevin'sville knows we knows that I have all the concerts in the world, and actually Liberty is my favorite fan because he'll sit and watch me while I'm doing the dishes. He'll actually sit there and watch me sing because he's my front lines audience. And I that in 2011 is when she came out and she looked a certain way, and then just recently when I started delving into the world of Satan right now and seeing all the idols and icons. There's nobody that's on your television that isn't big, that didn't compromise, that didn't make a deal with the devil. And some of them have outright just said it. Some of them outright say, we are satanic worshipers. We are the devil worshipers. And then they get billions of dollars and they're famous, right? And Adele was one of them, and that revealed to me, and that broke my heart because I was like, "Oh, not Adele!" Every like Taylor Swift, like the cast of Friends, like every star you see, fallen humans that made a deal with the devil. And when I saw Adele, I was like, "Oh no, not Adele!" Right? That was a personal one for me. And then I saw her image, what she looks like now in 2020. I haven't watched her, I haven't followed her, don't know what. I remember did she get married? She had a kid, and then she didn't do another album, and that was it, right? The picture of her right now, it's in my stories of Adele right now, as opposed to 2011. I was like, holy moly, woo! Oh yeah, I guess she is worshiping the devil. That's what that looks like. That's years of worshiping the devil. And I went to my husband. I showed him. I was like, this is Adele. I was like, I just found out that she was one of the people, you know what I mean, that already did her Illuminati symbol, and yeah, I worship Satan. And then I saw many quotes from her, and I was just like, that's what it looks like to worship Satan outright. And I looked at her and I said, thank you, Bunny. I said, thank you for saving me. You know what I mean? From that. Thank you for saving me from that. Because when I was young, I had conversations about what it was to be modest and how a woman or a lady should act and behave. And at the time, in my youth, I was like, no, honey, you're trying to control me. You're trying to, you know what I mean? You're trying to take over my power, and you're trying to hinder me and not let me be who I am and not let me express myself. I remember having all those conversations with him, and how he was evil, and he was this manipulative and controlling husband, and he was bad man. I remember all those lies. And now I'm like in my adult, like fully loving on God, watching what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to behave, who I was supposed to be like, what was my best version. When I follow Satan, when I do Satan's work, I know what that feels like. I know what wrong is. When I'm doing God's work and I'm following God's law, I know what that feels like. I know good and bad. I know wrong and right. I know good and evil. We all do. It's innate in us, whether you're a believer or non-believer. Everybody knows what good and bad is. Everybody knows what right and wrong is. Everybody does. You hit a certain age. Is it 5 months? Is it 6 months? When can you tell an infant knows what good or bad is? And he starts testing the boundaries. She starts testing the borders. You know what I mean? When you say, no, that's wrong. And you're like, well, I'm going to stick my hand in that electrical socket anyways. I don't care what you say, mommy. You experiment. And you're like, no, that's wrong. You know what I mean? You're going to take something from somebody and you're going to make them cry. And you're like, no, that's wrong. I want it. It's mine. Like, we all know what every human being has that innate in us. I looked over and I said, honey, today at this very moment, I'm like, Bunny, thank you for saving me. And John's like, I didn't save you. That's Jesus. Jesus saved you. And I said, yeah, but you followed his will. And you had to say the hard things, and you had to do the hard things to me. And I made you the enemy when I had to fight you over it. You know what I mean? And then now that I see this umbrella, I see how Satan works and what he did right from the beginning of the Bible, with Eve. He didn't go to Adam. He didn't go to Adam and say, eat the fruit. And if he did go to Adam, Adam was like, no. God said no. So what he did was he slid it over and went to Eve. And Eve was the one that said, yeah, Adam, I think we need to eat this. Think we need to eat this fruit. I know God said don't eat it, but I think we need to eat this fruit. What do you think? What do you think? And then when Adam let his wife ahead of God's umbrella and moved himself at the bottom, when Adam did that, humanity fell. Now we're all fallen human beings. That was Satan's first rule. That was Satan's first trick for Earth. And now we all suffer because of that. And now BLM wants to break up the nuclear family so that they can have drones and drones of humans going to Planned Parenthood and killing innocent souls. But it's not the innocent souls. It's the soul that's killing, that's losing. The innocent souls are saved. Those innocent babies that we have babies and we kill our babies, those babies, they're saved. It's the killing. It's the people that are killing. It's the ones that are outright deciding. It's the ones that are outright complying. It's the nation that say it's okay to kill your own. Generational genocide is okay. It is your right. It is your choice. That is where the battle of the souls are happening. And Satan is winning. He's getting a lot of souls that way. But we got to be strong in fighting that. We got to be strong in fighting that. The world will end one day. That is written. The world will end one day. And we're going to stand tall with Jesus because I give my life to him. And if you want that same healthcare system, you got to do the same. You got to do the same. If you give your life to Christ, he will save you. And that's it. That's it, guys. All right, I got to go because they're not now all recruiting, and the Beagle twins are going to get in on the action. He's already pacing. Liv's already pacing. And the crying is Indy. Indy's like, I want to be outside with the squirrels. Oh, yeah. Last week, the babies got skunked. Not the babies, the big kids. Liberty, actually. The old man got skunked. So that was a fun time. That was fun. Oh, that was fun. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. I can't wait for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to work very hard and sit very quietly and talk about what it means to build my foundation and reinforce my foundation. I am creating again. I have so many ideas, and I'm working on a pattern. I'm finishing this cross stitching. There's not enough time in the day. I'm fighting Satan every day. Like, there's not enough time in the day, people. Hey, Dawn. So glad you're. Oh, lady. I am not on Facebook Messenger anymore. You have to message me on Instagram. I got rid of Facebook Messenger. So if you want to talk to me, message me on Instagram. Okay. I saw that you did, and I'm not on it anymore. I'm still on Facebook, but it's only through my computer, and I'm never there. It's not on my phone anymore, so I don't have access to Messenger anymore. So I've been wanting to respond to you because I saw that you messaged me one time. I just can't access it from my phone, and then to do it on my laptop is a whole other ordeal. So that requires a lot more time and energy. So that's where I'm at. So this is BLM is a $1 billion beast. A $1 billion beast taking over the world right now. They're coming into the schools. They've already attacked and destroyed cities upon cities, you know what I mean? Trying to knock down, they're trying to take over the election so they can completely. I'm learning about Karl Marx too. Oh my gosh. I am reading the life of Karl Marx. Because, when we say, BLM's leader, they're Marxists. They are outright Marxists. They tell you that. So who is this Karl Marx? Yeah, he wrote the Communist Manifesto. And yeah, I know what communism is. I know what we escaped from. I know what we left our country for, and we escaped communism. We risked our lives to escape communism, the evils of communism, to come to America, to be saved. And now BLM wants to make death to the United States was what they chanted when they executed that human on the street that was a Trump supporter. They executed on the street and they were chanting death to America. That's BLM. And yet now people want to still come and call me a racist. It has nothing to do with race, people. It has nothing to do with race. So my next I think the rest of this year is all about building my foundation building my foundation. He was evil. Yeah, I'm learning. That man was riddled with Satan. And it's to the point he was so riddled with Satan that his two daughters, like committed suicide with their husband. It's like a suicide pact. They committed. Like Satan convinced his daughters to kill themselves with their husbands. Like, I'm like, how are they not riddled with Satan? You know what I mean? I miss catching you. Oh, I know. Now it's fine. I'm finally, hey lady. Now I'm finally like, I've had a couple of weeks off because I had some car issues. and Saturday mornings is the only time that I can get to the dealership and fix my car. So that's why, but I'm back now. So I'm hoping to definitely be regularly on this hour anymore. But I'm also like really active on Instagram. That's where all my activity is happening. So that's, but yeah, that's the game plan this week, is to create because God created me to create, because we are made in the image by our Creator to be creative. So that's one. And Satan does very well in messing with me in that, to stop me from creating. He will distract me in all kinds of ways to keep me from creating. To rebuild my foundation. And going back to my roots, what is it to be a woman? What is it to be a woman? Hashtag feminism, right? So I'm going to stand tall against that, because that's where BLM is attacking. BLM, break up the nuclear family, is basically get rid of your husbands, get rid of the males in your life so that you can rule. Female is the future. That's their message. Female is the future. Well, we just went through the Satan's umbrella. Satan, female, male. Satan, wife, husband. That's Satan's plan. We saw it happen in the Bible. Eve, snake, the fall of mankind. God's law. God, husband, protect your wife. Wife, protect your children. God's law. In that order. When you flip it, Satan rules. So the feminist Nazis come at me, because if you think I'm weak, you don't know me. If you think I'm not strong, you don't know me. If you think I am not brave, you don't know me. And if you think I lack courage, you are sadly mistaken. That's God's law, and I stand under God's umbrella, and I stand tall. And I am my best version when I am standing under his umbrella. So, come join me, guys. Come join me. All right, guys. You have a fantastic week. I will see you next Saturday. God bless you. And you guys, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for all of you. I'm praying for all of us. They are trying to condition us. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. And Cuties is just the latest version. Cuties, that movie, and what's happening with that movie is the latest version. And I feel so like blessed that there are so many people standing up. I feel so blessed that we are actually. When did it become courageous to stand up against pedophilia? When did it become courageous to say, "Oh, what the freak is going on here? What are we doing to our children?" When did it become courageous to say, stop violating our kids? You know what I mean? When did it become courageous? Crazy, crazy. All right, bye, Lenny. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Sarah. God bless you too. Silent majority. If I had Netflix, I would cancel it too. If you guys need an alternative, PureFlix is a great way to spend your money. PureFlix is all the movies, all the streaming channels that have movies that are wholesome, that you don't have to worry about running it. You don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about my parrot picking up any bad language when I run PureFlix in my household. Another great app, another great program is called VidAngel. VidAngel is an app that you put on your thing that blocks, like you can filter out like adult content. You can filter out adult language. You can filter out all these different things. So you can watch movies, but there are a lot of movies that you might filter out the whole movie. But then again, what's the point of you watching that, right? Because it's all everything on television. Remember, it's all manipulated to control television. They tell you what they want you to see. That's television. That's television. They tell you what they want you to see. You know. All right, guys. If you haven't caught the rest of this video, go back and watch the live. Let me know what you guys think. Give it a thumbs up, share, like. This is the message that's going to be going on because this is the root of all evil. This is the root of all evil. It started day one. It started day one, and that's how Satan attacked. And I'm watching it in full effect, because here we are. Stand tall and strong and fight for what we believe in. Amen. Amen. Stand there. Stand tall. God bless you guys. I love you guys. God bless you. Bye-bye.